Hello there everybody, Citrus Aviation here with yet another video, and today we have an Aviation News This Week episode for you. So we're going to get started right here with a shout out, and I want to give a shout out to Mile High Aviation. Go check him out. He just hit 2,000 subscribers, as you can see right there. Please go give him a follow, as he's got a lot of very good content, and he does model airports, he does trip reports, and he does model views, and basically what his banner says there. He particularly focuses on Denver International Airport, and he does some other airports, and he's working on a model of Honolulu, which is going to look really awesome when it's finished. His model airports are very nice, and yeah, go check him out. There will be a link in the description so you can go subscribe to him. So yeah, we're going to get started here with the news for the 55th episode of Aviation News This Week. Yeah, we're doing quite well in these episodes. And we're going to get started with the headline news, and we have one here from Simply Flying, and the articles I'm showing here, they'll be linked in the description below, so you can go check them out if you want to. But here we have Simple Flying, PIA suspends 150 pilots due to fake license fraud. So it was found in the investigation around that Pakistan A320 crash that 1/3 of all pilots in Pakistan have fraudulent licenses. So a lot of them had to be suspended, and this just kind of proves my point that really PIA is not a very safe airline to fly on. In general, I wouldn't recommend flying on them if I had the choice. But I mean, if you want to, you can. It's just I don't recommend it. But anyway, you can go check out this article and read the full information if you're interested. But the thing that you need to know is that a lot of fraudulent pilot licenses were found in Pakistan, a very surprisingly large amount of them. So yeah. Alright, next up we have the very last 747 flight occurred, and I wanted to send you this article down here because it's a really good one by Aviation Australia or something like that. They have I'm not exactly sure which aircraft it was that flew the last flight, but if someone knows, please comment that below and I can report on that next week. Fairly big news here out of British Airways is that they have announced that they will not be bringing back their 747s into commercial service. So as many of you may know, that they've had their 747 fleet, I believe basically all of them, have been in storage. A lot of them have been in storage at Cardiff and some at Bournemouth and a few other places. But British Airways just decided immediately, that all 747s will be retired, meaning that unfortunately those 100-year flights that people really wanted to fly on that got cancelled because of the environmentalist, well, those were probably going to be some of the last 747s people could have flown, and now it's not going to happen. So, yeah, it's a really sad time. I just don't think the quad jets are making it very far. Quad jets just are kind of done for because airlines don't like their efficiency, particularly in a time right now when their monies are being squeezed quite a bit, so they're trying to get rid of inefficient aircraft, and really quad jets are some of the most inefficient. Don't be surprised if Lufthansa retires the 747s, and there's a few other airlines that operate them as well, such as Thai Airways, Asiana, Korean Air, and there's a few others in there as well. Next up, we have another article that will be linked below, and this is that JetBlue and American Airlines have announced a partnership, particularly for the Northeast, which is pretty epic to see that these two airlines are working together. American Airlines doesn't have the biggest network in the Northeast, where JetBlue has a very, very large Northeast US network. So this is a fantastic way to get Northeast passengers on JetBlue fairly conveniently to West Coast destinations, particularly as JetBlue doesn't serve most of the airports in the West Coast, and then vice versa for American Airlines. So this is going to be a good partnership for these two airlines, and yeah, I think this will help both airlines really expand and move forward. So this would be a good deal. Alright, moving on to fleet news. We did our highlight news, which was actually a decent lie. I usually don't cover that much information in highlight news, but we have some fleet news here now. And we have this cool aircraft right here. This is a former RAF C-130J, registered Zulu Hotel 885, will now be transferred over to United States Air Force, not United States Air Force, United States Marines, to be operated on their Blue Angels crew as the Fat Albert aircraft. You might have seen that at their shows. They do some fun things with this aircraft. And it's also a support vehicle that they bring in extra spare parts and that sort of thing. So it'll be really, really cool to see if they have a new one of these, and I really look forward to seeing it at shows. Probably next year. Thanks, pandemic. Next up, the Blue Islands has received their first ATR 72-500. This aircraft registered as Golf-India Sierra Lima Kilo. And then we also have this awesome F-16 here for the Belgium Air Force. This is an F-16 AM, registered as Foxtrot Alpha-101. And this aircraft is in a special promotional livery promoting their upcoming F-35s. And that'll be really exciting to see Belgium get the F-35s. Right now, not too many countries have these, but there's supposed to be about 16 or so countries that will eventually receive the F-35. And so far, I think only about 4 have them. The United States obviously has them in both the Air Force, Navy, and Marines. Israel, I believe, just received their first one, and I think Turkey has some. And Belgium is on the list to get some as well, so that'll be really cool when they do. And then the final fleet news for the week that we have here is that Cargolux has a new special retro livery. Yes, Cargolux joins the retro trend with this special livery here, showing one of their old Cargolux liveries. This aircraft is registered as Lima X-Ray-November Charlie Lima. And yeah, I really like this livery. I think their retro Cargolux livery looks pretty good. And I really like these cargo, well, not just cargos, but the retro liveries in general. I think they look really awesome, whether it be an American that does them, Cargolux here, whoever. I think they look pretty awesome. And I really like the fact that airlines are trying to make it look as realistic as it might have been if it had been on the newer aircraft. And I really like that. Alright, so next up we have some fleet news. And I'm just going to go over some fleet news from an airport that I'm familiar with, which is Des Moines International Airport. And there's been a lot of expansion happening at airports, as particularly here in the month of July, a lot of routes have gotten upgraded to more or less kind of closer to normal frequencies and aircraft type. And interesting enough, Allegiant Airlines is working on starting a focus city here at Des Moines. And they have started 2 new flights this year. They started Nashville service in January, and they started Austin service in June. And in the background you're seeing some video that I have of these flights. And also apparently Allegiant will be basing at some point 2 aircraft out of Des Moines. So yeah, they'll be definitely attempting to do a focus city. And it's really cool to see that Allegiant's expanding out of Des Moines, because it's a small little airport. But yet we're getting some cool new things. Also, Des Moines has gotten some upgrades. We went from only 1 flight to Phoenix to now I believe 3. And we also have upgraded the DFW service now to A319s. And Delta has returned their Atlanta service on the CRJ 900. And from the time you're seeing this video, the new Delta service to Atlanta upgraded to mainline should be about a week away. That'll be on the B738. So it's really cool to see that services more or less kind of closer to normal are returning to airports. I'm just using Des Moines as an example because I'm familiar with the airport. But if you take a look at your local airport, you'll probably see a lot more commercial services have returned. I've also been seeing a lot more private jets finally coming back into Des Moines. Saw some new Challengers. There was a really cool Citation X I saw in a really awesome livery. I might show a picture of that on the screen as well. But one thing that was really fun to see, and it's a video that you should be seeing Wednesday, is I went to DSM on Saturday, the 18th, Saturday, July 18th, and I saw New Mexico 1, and I got a very fantastic picture of it right on the screen right now. And it was a really good picture. I'm really happy that I got it. It's actually one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken. It happened to be a combination of right circumstances and being in the right place at the right time. So I'm very happy how the picture turned out, and you'll see it now as the new official Citrus Aviation profile pic. So what do you guys think of it? And that is it for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless you.